intro.
How am I always the intro? You keep saying this like every week. Every week we start and you're like, I'll do the intro. And then right when I hit record, you're like, never mind, you do it. And then you just blame me.
We just have to start with like a little argument every time because you've made me do the intro for the last 3 weeks.
That is not true, okay? I have been patiently waiting to do the intro every time. And you're just like, nah, I'm going to just keep on
do the intro
talking.
then.
No, it's too late. You just argued it out of me, all right? You're just an arguer.
We haven't even introduced the podcast.
That's because you argue too much about it.
Hello, welcome to the podcast where we argue.
Yeah.
Couples therapy live in your ears.
Therapy. Oh, I'm leaving then. I didn't know this was therapy. I got stuff to do. Video games to play, people to look at and whatnot.
I want to play so many video games today, but I also want to read so many books. It's hard to choose what to do every day.
That seems like a real rough life you got. Should I play video games on this giant TV or should I read books and ruin my eyesight some more? Because I don't wear my glasses.
I wear them. They're just not useful.
You wear them now? What do you mean they're not useful? They're not useful because you haven't gone to the optometrist in like 2 years.
6 months. I was 6 months overdue for my appointment. That's it.
Right. 6 months for the annual. So a year and a half. Don't make it sound like you were only going every 6 months. Shut up. You didn't go for a year and a half. Welcome to
Mindless Prattle.
Don't yell at me. I'm right here.
I'm Ripley and that's Jordan. And this is our podcast.
Oh my gosh. You and your yelling sprees.
I'm not yelling. You told me I was being too quiet.
Yeah, but you, again, this is like the common theme. You suck at controlling your volume. You're either way too close and yelling or far away and quiet. And then you like try and compensate. So you get closer and quieter, but like it doesn't make any sense because you need to get closer and stay the same level.
I do the best I can.
Yeah, well, okay. Good thing we got editing in post.
Yeah, you're the editing.
I'm not the editing. They got softwares and stuff now. I just hit go and it's like, okay. and then I get an email.
Brought to you by the Lazy Podcast Network.
Yeah, and then I get an email like 40 minutes later. It's like, we did the best we could. Maybe try harder next time. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks.
Well, where do you want to start this week?
What do you mean start this week? You didn't prepare any stories? You're
So
how come I'm the only dedicated one for
Shut
this
up.
podcast?
Let me speak.
That's what
I was
like
trying
right
to come
now.
up with a sentence and you soiled it.
All right, SpongeBob.
So this week I did like a lot of self-care, I guess is where we can start. Because I think the beginning of the year is probably really hard for a lot of people, like you start all these resolutions.
So many resolutions to give up on early on.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of shame that comes with that. But you know what? I will start it off. I have done so many self-care things. I got my hair cut this week. And it really feels like 5 pounds was taken off my head. Like,
all it took was
so
me
heavy.
telling you continuously for the past several months to go get it cut.
Yeah, it's been like 7 or 8 months. So I finally got it cut. And then I also went to the optometrist and I had a great experience. And I was really nervous, but I had a great experience. And
so normally you walk in and they stab you in the eye.
Well, because this was my first time going to a Target Vision Center. They're not like owned by Target; they just operate in Target, And the doctor I saw was awesome. Like, I have 2 different problems. Like, my eyes are different, So it's kind of hard to get a prescription that balances it and like doesn't kill my head.
I was pretty sure you were a cyclops. You had one eye, one issue. All right. That's what it is.
My left eye is significantly worse. She's like, yeah, you're right. I really hasn't changed that much, but that left one. First she asked me, she said, do you notice a difference with any of your eyes? And I was like, yeah, I think my left eye is worse. And she goes, oh yeah, it is. And she told me my eyes are lopsided.
Here's a lollipop.
Yeah. She told me my eyes were lopsided. And she did so many tests that other eye doctors have not done with me, like a double vision test and like doing different lights with the things and asking me if it's harder for me to read on certain colors and stuff like that, which it is. I do everything in dark mode. I read my Kindle in dark mode. Like, it's just much easier.
Well, she had to do all those tests because every time you've gone to the optometrist, aka the one time before that, you went in and you were like, oh, my eyes suck. And they were like, here's some glasses. These will probably help. Come back if it changes. And then the second time, this time, you went in there and you went, my eyes hurt when I see things. And they went, okay, well, what's wrong? And you went, oh. And they went, great, we're going to have to do all these tests to figure out what's wrong.
You're telling my story for me, and that's not true. I did the same eye test with the other doctors. I explained to them the exact same way, like that I did to her. But I think she just...
You've never once explained the same thing twice in a row. You suck at explaining things.
I've been to a Walmart guy. The Walmart guy that we saw was really cool. He got close, but it still just wasn't like strong enough, I think. So she was great.
When you first got them, you said they were great. And then, like I said, as time went on, your eyes got worse and you just never went back to him.
But, so she helped me a lot. And then she also gave me eye drops. And she was like, oh, yeah, you're as you're aging. And she basically called me like old,
As you're aging.
She was like, it'll be worse in the next 5 to 10 years. But, for now, like, you should be okay. But she gave me some lubricating eye drops and educated me about how they help. And I guess with my family history, because my mom has like a history of like high blood pressure and other stuff, and she has some weird eye problems. So
your mom can't see anything right now. It's crazy.
She's got like a tissue growth on her eye too, and I guess like that's really common if you grow up in like hot, sunny places.
Sure.
Yeah, like it just if people with light colored eyes, I guess, are more likely to grow them due to sun exposure or whatever. So she was like, if you use these lubricating eye drops, it'll help a lot, make you more comfortable. So she gave me a sample, and it was fantastic. I was like, wow, it feels like a massage for my eyes.
Massage for my.
And then I went and picked out new glasses, and they're a different color. They're like gold, and different shape than I normally get. But I put them on my face, and I was just like, wow, I feel so happy with these.
But you're like, wow, it's like a massage for my eyes. And you're like, oh, I should put eye drops in. But then I talked to you. I was like, do you get in contacts? And you're like, no, I'm afraid. Contacts are scary.
Putting things in my eye is hard. And I know like they walk you through it and do it. Like I don't mind touching my eye at all. Like I've tried to wear like cosmetic lenses, and my eyes are just small, and it just...
No, I told you, cosmetic lenses are super thick. That's why I couldn't wear the 90 or the monthly contacts, the ones that are supposed to last like 30 days, and you take them out and put them in a little case and then put them back in the next morning. They're thicker because they're meant to last longer, and I didn't like them. So because they irritated my eyes, and I could like feel them on my eyeballs. But when I got the daily ones that are thinner, I can't feel them because they're so thin, and I just throw them away when I'm done.
But I also really like wearing glasses because, at work I'm exposed to a lot of things flying through the air, and having glasses
like
protects my face.
You're working at a carnival and people are throwing darts past you.
No,
you
like syrup and hot liquid and things like that. Like a lot of stuff flies like during peak.
Oh my God.
That's why my glasses always have like mocha
throw it to someone across the
them.
bar. What are you talking about?
We pump, and like we're pumping so quickly and so hard that it's like, stuff flies just... That sounds so terrible.
Yeah. Is that what you're doing? Is that what's happening in Starbucks? We're going in, we're pumping fast and hard.
Oh God. I didn't mean to sound like that. So the syrup's flying everywhere basically.
I bet it is sometimes after having that hard pump.
Especially the chai pump. So having glasses helped me. So I like having glasses, and I just like them. I feel like my face is weird without them now, and I just
let that be a lesson, kids. All right, your high school chemistry teacher was right. When you're pumping fast and hard and syrups are flying through the air, wear your safety goggles.
Well, hopefully no children are listening to us.
It doesn't matter.
And what else did I do? Oh, I got... oh my God, let me tell you the car story. So I needed an oil change. I was about a few weeks overdue. And so I went in. I was surprised they weren't very busy. I was like, cool. And then I waited in their lobby for like an hour. The guy came in a few times, had asked me some questions, but all these people who had came in after me were like leaving. And, he came in, he was like, okay, so we're doing this with your oil change. Do you want to change your air filters? We recommend it. Do you want to do this like cleaning thing? What the fuck?
Did you just drop some Legos? That's what it sounded like.
The cat was on top of the bookshelf, and she just didn't jump. She just dropped, just dropped herself straight down onto that chest, like on all fours, just dropped.
Do you still have that chest? I thought you were getting rid of that.
Yeah, well, the person who might be taking it is dealing with some medical issues, so I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not going to ask her about that right now.
Let me ask her about it. Just give her the chest and be like, here to hold all of your new problems. It's a 2-for-1, really.
I can't talk about it, but the problem is way beyond what I can help her cope with right now. So I'm just giving her some space.
You should give her space and a chest. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'll give her the chest. But the cat just dropped straight down. She didn't jump. She just dropped like all four, like just. I looked over. I was like, "What?"
That's awesome.
But so I was getting my oil change and stuff, and he was like, "Okay, I'll change your air filters." And then they wanted to do this like engine oil clean, but it was like $100, and I was like, "I got bills to pay right now."
Yeah, it was like your intake valves, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah, and I looked it up, and it did say it was necessary.
Right, but you can also do it like with the there's like additives you can add to your fuel to help clean them.
Maybe I'll do that. But yeah, so I was like, I can't afford that right now. I'm not doing that.
Right.
But I'm texting you too while this is all going on. I'm just like, I've been waiting for so long. I think it's been like an hour 15, hour 30 total or something like that. But he came back.
That's crazy.
And he
Especially
goes,
if no one else is there.
Yeah, he came back, and also before he came back, there's this guy in the lobby, right? He's like pulling out his whole laptop and everything, and he starts talking to me, and I'm like, please don't be talking to me. And it's like that
a little laptop at a car dealership, like a oil change service place.
And he started talking to me, and he's like making like small talk about the thing, and I was like, please don't hit on me, please don't hit on me, please don't hit on me. And he is like introduced himself. I can't remember what he said his name was, but he like introduced himself and then made me introduce myself and gave me like a fist bump.
Made you introduce yourself? You like, have no
I didn't want to be rude.
Yeah, that's on you. That's not on him then. That's on you.
Fist bumped, and then he kept trying to talk, and I was just there reading on my phone. And the oil change guy finally came back in, and I was like, oh, thank God. I don't want to talk to this guy. But it's like that weird energy between two people alone, like in a waiting room, where it's like, okay, like, chatty people want to talk, but I'm like, I don't want to talk, but I can tell when other people want to talk. And I'm like,
oh, no. People start talking to me in those situations. I just bring up random shit that either they don't know about or don't care about. And it's pretty fun.
If he was there before, like, he would have heard. So when they came out with my list, they were like, Jordan. And I was like, yeah, that's good enough. And he's like, I can't say the last name. And I was like, Pritzka. Oh, wait, am I allowed to say your name? Or we can? Oh, your name's on here anyway.
Okay. Am I allowed to say your name? Nope, we're scrapping this. No more episode.
But he said your name, and I was like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. He brought it in the first time. So, whatever. Close enough.
Yeah.
But so he comes back and he goes, sorry, it took so long. I had to go down to like Anderson and 620 to get your air filters. I thought we had them in stock. And I was like, you drove 20 minutes across town?
Yeah, this motherfucker drove 20 minutes one way, 20 minutes back to get an air filter.
I would have just gone home. I was like, you did not have to do that. Oh my God.
That is so great. He was just like,
I live 5 minutes. It's not even 5 minutes away. We live like a minute and a half up the street.
Yeah, it's like a minute and a half, 2-minute drive.
Like I could have walked home and waited or something.
You
I could have gone across the street
funny.
And like gone to the vape store or the dollar store or something, like.
Yeah, you should have gone to like PetSmart or something or Petco, just ordered a pizza, whatever.
I have one more story about my self-care. So when I went to the vape store this week and I bought my stuff or whatever, they were like, oh, I'm nice to them. I come in frequently. They're like, oh, do you want to try these little drink things? Because I guess
I'm pretty sure you're an asshole to them. Okay, I'm just saying.
But so they're like, you want to try these little drink things or like relax drinks or whatever. I guess their vendor had brought them a bunch and they don't sell them, so they didn't know what to do with them. But like those drinks that are like made with like mushroom and random shit to like that are supposed to be like relaxing. I see them advertising like Facebook all the time. It's like,
what?
Try this mushroom. It's like, try this mushroom tea or mushroom protein powder. And it'll make you less sad.
How do you make mushroom tea? You just throw mushrooms into tea that you already have. What do you do?
But so I tried. One of them said it was for energy, and one of them said it was like to relax and chill. I took one sip and I almost threw up. It tastes so bad. And I was looking at the ingredients, and the last ingredient in the relaxing one was the cordyceps fungi.
Yeah. Well, look,
and I was like, that's the Last of Us fungi.
Yeah. Well, look, you drink the whole thing, right? You throw up for like, I don't know, half an hour. And then you're so tired that all you can do is relax. So technically it works.
It said peach flavored, but I knew it was going to taste bad because I looked at the label, but it's like vegan, non-GMO, all organic ingredients, no lactose, no sugar, no this, no that. And I was like, so no happiness is in there. Yeah. There's no happiness. Gluten-free, like everything you can imagine. It was like none of it.
No happiness. And then right then
like mushrooms
peach. And you're like, peach,
and water.
How are you peach?
Mushrooms, water, and some sugar. Like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, going back to the dealership. or not the dealership, the oil change service center.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about the guy that came in there? Like, it wasn't the last time, but the time before that, then I was in there. So I was sitting in there just waiting on my oil change to be done, and I'd only been there, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes or so. And it was only me, no one else was there. This guy walks in, he sits down, and I looked over at him, and he looked homeless, and I was like, okay, interesting. I didn't see a car outside like that he'd driven up in, so I was just kind of waiting there. And then after like a good couple minutes of him sitting there, he goes, "You know when the bus is gonna come?" And I went, "The bus?"
What?
I was like, "The bus?"
Oh no!
I was like, I was like, "No, this is a oil change like service center." He goes, "Does a bus stop by here?" I was like, no, it doesn't. And he goes, "Oh, well, that's a shame." And he stands up and he goes over to the door. He opens it, gets like halfway out, and he turns around. He looks at me. He goes, "You know where the bus does stop at?" And I was like, I was like, the nearest bus stop is like a mile down the road, man.
No. There's literally one across the street by like the Petco.
No, there's not one over there.
I could swear there is.
No, I looked up the bus.
Or is the only one by the grocery store?
Yeah, there's one by the grocery store. That's what I'm saying. But it's like a mile from there. So I was like, the nearest one's like a mile down the road. It's near the grocery store down there. And he goes, "Oh, okay. Can I walk down there?" And I was like, "Are you gonna take the bus over there? Like, you can't take the bus there, sir." Like, yes, you can walk there.
Can you give me a ride?
Yeah, I was like, man, my car's not even like operable right now. It's got no oil in it. He left after I pointed him towards the sidewalk that like led down to the bus stop. And then the service guy came in and he's like, "Do you know that guy?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "He comes in here like every other week asking when the bus is going to show up. Is that what he asked you?" And I'm like, "Man, why do you not just have a sign that says this isn't a bus stop by now?" Like, what do you...
Poor guy's probably confused. He's probably not even homeless or something. He's probably just some poor old guy who doesn't know where he is.
He wasn't old. He looked like he was like maybe 30. He wasn't old at all.
Oh, I'm picturing like, like your standard movie New York Christmas homeless guy in like a big burlap jacket with a beard.
He was like this 30-year-old guy with a big beard and like torn jeans that honestly he could have bought them that way. They didn't really look dirty, but like his backpack was all torn to shreds and he had like a lot of stuff in there. And then when he went outside, I saw him pushing a cart. So I was like, "Oh, okay." But like, where are you going to go to the bus stop with the cart? I was confused with that part.
Being alive sucks. I wish I could eradicate all homelessness.
But yeah, he was like 30. He was definitely like not confused. Like
Although we have a lot of people around our area that I can't tell if they're homeless or if they just like asking for money on the street. Like there was this guy yesterday on the corner when I was driving home and he had a sign that said, "I just want some money for weed." And he looks like very normal, like was dressed in normal, clean clothes. Didn't look like he'd been out on the streets, just weed money.
There's a lot of like charity panhandler people, they don't stand outside grocery stores and ask for you to sign their petitions or donate anymore. There's a bunch right around our apartment. They will stand out there and they'll just stand in the middle of intersections, and whichever side of the intersection has the red light, they'll walk all up and down the cars, and then when it turns green, they go to the other side where the light's red.
I've seen a lot of cars get stopped by those people, and I'm like, I don't want to hit a kid. They're usually like, "Oh, fund my what's the JROTC in high school or whatever."
I don't know.
Like the high school ROTC Army program. I've seen them like, "Give us money so we can fund a trip to this place for Army, whatever."
Yeah, I see them all the time, and they just like they wander around, and I'm like,
I'm just scared because I'm like, I would not let that kid like run out into the street like that.
I see adults doing it. They'll run across the street when the lights are changing so that they can get to the next side that has the red light. And I'm like, I guess it's more efficient than just standing on one side, but like it's way more dangerous for them too, because I've seen them like mistime it several times and people have to slam on their brakes, not hit them.
Yeah, traffic has been so bad lately. Speaking of slamming on your brakes and not hit people, oh my God. It's just stressing me out.
Yeah. Oh, I went to I'm kind of changing subjects, but I went to a bar last night for one of my buddy's celebrations. He just got promoted. And They actually had really good pizza, and what was it? Their beer was pretty cheap too. I was kind of surprised because like
Do you have a lot of beer?
Like, not really. Why?
Well, you're just texting me like really sweet things, and sometimes like when you drink a lot, that's usually when you'll start being super kind and sweet through text message.
Like,
so I was
so
like,
nice to me. You must be drunk.
I was like, have you been drinking, or do you just like me?
No, I only had like I think I had 3 beers. Yeah.
That makes it better. So that's fine.
Yeah, I just had 3 beers, and then I came back to the hotel room and laid down. I was tired. It's been a long week, man.
I feel that. I've been scrambling.
Most days I've been working 8 to like 6:30 or 7. So it's been some long days.
Yeah. I just have so many people, like so many of my employees this week have been dealing with medical problems, which is not their fault. Like I don't, obviously I don't mind it at all. Mm-hmm. But I've had to work so much overtime as a result. It's a pain.
There's less pumping, less things flying,
And then like I've had to like discipline people. I'm disciplining people this week, and it's just
disciplining people.
I don't like it. So you guys know I'm a manager, like whatever. I do not speak for the company at all. Like I since we said the name of the company in this episode, like I don't speak for them. Like those are separate, work and personal, whatever. But I don't like. I like being a leader. I don't like being a manager. Like it's so stressful, and I think having to discipline people for like dumb shit when. Like having to discipline full-grown adults for things that they honestly should know better. It's just like, do we really have to do this? And plus,
just,
I'm an anxious
you put
person,
you put so much confidence into people, and you're like, yeah, these people got it, and then they mess up something, and you're like, how are you an adult right now? I don't understand.
No, literally, like most of the people I work with mostly like grown adults. Like I'm like 25 and
mostly
up. We have a few teenagers,
some children, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I have like a few 17-year-olds that work for me. So like I do have a few kids that are in my area, but they're mostly fine. They don't really have any issues. It's the grown like people, like mostly the people that are like 50 and up that we have issues with. And it might be because I'm younger, so they like, struggle with my authority or whatever. But it's like, can we just authority. Not? Can we just be human beings? Like, but that's my rant. I don't like talking about work too much. It was definitely a long
about? That's like every other conversation we have is about your work. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was just such a long week. And I mean, I did write this week. I guess if we want to talk about something good, I think we've talked about it before. Like I want to be an author and write. It's on my bio for the podcast, if you didn't know.
Is it? Whoa.
So I did write like 700 words. Which, I mean, for me is not a lot. Like, generally, I can sit down and pump out a couple thousand in a half hour or so.
Pumping. You got to wear glasses, though. I heard it's dangerous when you get pumping.
Well, I have my Microsoft Word set to bigger font, which when you're home, I get so self-conscious because the font is so big. I'm like, you're going to read what I'm writing.
Get bigger font. What font? What do you mean bigger font? Like the
my Windows setting, the size of my font is set to larger, so it's easier on my eyes when I'm on the computer for long periods of time.
You mean because you don't wear your glasses?
No, I do wear them. I wear them when I'm on the computer all the time.
Yeah.
And when I get the new ones, I certainly will be wearing. I will need some time with them off because every time I get new glasses, like it hurts my head because the shape is different.
The shape is different?
Like what? The shape of the glasses, like they have to adjust to your head, like when you first get them.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now.
On your ears?
This is your second pair of glasses. You can just bend them.
This is my third pair.
Whatever. You can just bend them so they don't hurt your fucking head.
Well, because I get wire glasses, so it's like they put an indent in my ear.
Right, because you don't bend them. You need to bend them to your head, not make your head bend them. Yeah.
I just thought I was just supposed to let them adjust to my head shape.
No, it's just putting pressure on your head, girl.
Oh my God.
Bend your glasses so that they fit your head.
I was today years old.
What the Why would you? Oh my gosh. They're not like a retainer trying to straighten your teeth.
Okay, nobody gave me like a tutorial on how to use glasses. They just said put them on.
Oh my God. Where are they? Are they being sent to the apartment?
No, they're going to be sent to the place, and then I'll go in and then you got to go pick them on my face.
Yeah, when you go in, they should adjust them to your head. That's what they're supposed to do. so that they don't hurt your head when you wear them. What have you been doing for all these years?
My previous, this is my fourth pair. I've gotten two pairs from Vision Works and then two from online. And the ones from online were actually pretty good, but they weren't like perfectly set to my shape because I didn't know my perfect focal distance or whatever.
Yeah, like I have a wide head, and every time, like if I tried to just put them on, I think they would almost like fucking break. I gotta bend mine every time I get new glasses.
I have a small head, but the ones I tried on that I got, like part of the reason I like them is when I put them on, they felt perfect. Like it just fit. It was comfortable.
Squeeze your head.
And the prescription on them was almost correct. I feel like it was like, okay.
You're not a doctor. You don't know.
Well, because they all were prescription lenses with different prescriptions on them. That I thought that was weird. I thought they would just be like clear lenses, but
they sometimes are. I feel like they should be, but I don't know.
Yeah. So I put them on and I was like, wow, like this feels comfortable. I'm so excited to get new glasses. She said my eyes are going to feel a lot better when I put them on.
Well, yeah, and your head will too. You're not gonna have as many headaches.
Yeah. So glad I did that, but man, I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Any other?
You've never once Googled like, why do my new glasses hurt?
Well, no, because I asked Chelsea about it because she's worn glasses her whole life.
We've established she's not the brightest crayon. All right.
Okay, well, so she's worn glasses her whole life, and she told me, yeah, like you just need to give your head like a week or so to get used to them.
Oh my God, no! You're just putting pressure on your head, like trying to move your skull to make your glasses feel better.
Pretty girl. Hello.
Just bend them a little bit at a time until they're comfortable.
The kitty is on my desk.
Oh my God. I don't know what you've been feeding her, okay? Because I keep getting notifications that there's a vehicle in our living room on the camera. And every time I look, it's just her sitting there. And I'm like, what the fuck?
The first time I got that notification, I was at work and it was like vehicle detected. And I was like, what? And so I pulled it up and it was like her butt as she was climbing onto the couch. Butt. And I was like, God.
Oh my gosh.
And then you immediately texted me about it. And I was like, yes, me too.
I'm gonna be honest though, there is one time where it did categorize her correctly as a vehicle. Like it said vehicle, and I looked at the footage of it, and it was literally her just like sprinting past the camera and then sprinting back. And I was like, all right, she a little zoomy, she vehicle in, but
she gets the zoomy so easily.
But she was just sitting still, and it was like vehicle detected. I'm like, okay. Oh man. I haven't really been working on too many New Year's resolutions. I have some. Well, no, I've been working out more. Oh,
what
gosh.
Are they?
I've been working out more, but it's about the only one I've been doing just because I have a little more free time. Well, technically a little less free time, but I have less things to do in that free time. So, so I have more time to do workout and stuff.
I've been eating more.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Did you get that email from our boss? It was crazy.
Oh my God. You sent me that and I was like, I could not stop laughing. So the TLDR of that story is I was telling him on the phone the other night, I was telling Jordan that I had a long day at work and I didn't thaw any food out. So I just went by the grocery store and picked up like a few little microwave meals. And then I wake up the next day and have received an email from the Mindless Prattle email officially informing me that they were worried about my nutritional intake because someone informed them I had a little microwave meal.
Someone must have told on you. It's crazy.
I was cackling.
I don't know. Someone must have told on you. They must care about you.
Well, if Mindless Prattle should provide me with my personal chefs so that this can be avoided in the future.
Look, you start making money for them, they'll provide you with chefs. All right, that's the give and take relationship.
I've got a cat that I have to care for, unfortunately.
You got a cat. Yeah, you keep texting me about like Yeah, that you're buying new toys like once a week, and I'm like, girl,
I haven't bought her anything like a week and a half.
that is not true. You bought something like a few days ago.
No, I bought that thingy last week.
Yeah. So
I need to buy her another feather wand toy though, because she just is not interested in the other ones, and she has so much energy that she's just.
It might honestly be the color because it's the only blue toy that she has, so it might.
I think it really was all the feathers because like the other one has a little feather on it, and she'll play with that part of it, but not the rest of the toy. And then she likes to swat the little feather toy I got her that's automated. But if I'm not playing with her, she's just like whatever, So. I also thought maybe I could try to crochet something. I don't know.
Yeah. So if I said that you had to do something 3 times a week, what days would you schedule each of those things on?
Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay. Right. Like, every other day or so. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when I'd stagger it. What's that?
I'd stagger it. Yeah.
Yeah. When I checked into the hotel, this hotel last Friday, and she said, oh yeah, the cleaning service comes around 3 times a week. If you don't need it, just put the sign outside your door that says you don't need it. And I said, okay. It's now Saturday. I've been here for 8 days. They have come once. They have been here one time.
It's business days only.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like, I guess we'll just do with it.
It's also like a rainy gray day, so I think the cat doesn't know what to do.
You can't see the sun.
The birds aren't really out or anything.
Yeah.
We're out of squirrel feed, and I didn't go get more, so.
It's like $3. What do you...
Well, I'm going to go to the store later. Like I said, I'm going to go to the pet store, see if I can find a feather wand thing. I couldn't remember them having anything like that last time I went, though. Apparently Walmart's the only one that has that.
Yeah, I say we went to Walmart to get that the first time with them.
But I'm also going to go to the grocery store, so I'll probably get some while I'm there.
Yeah, I need to go to Walmart later. I was going to go earlier, but then I was like, nah, we might as well come back and record. Because I went to Lowe's to grab an Ethernet cable, and lo and behold, yeah, well, because the internet's not great here. So I was like, oh, but you know what? There's an Ethernet port right next to, like, outlet right next to the desk in the room. So I was like, okay, I'll go get one. So I went to Lowe's, bought one for like $5, and then came back, plugged it in. Oh yeah, the Ethernet's not hooked up to this outlet at all. But while I was there, it's right next to Walmart. So I was like, oh, you know what? I was like, I could go to Walmart and I got to get some stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I'd rather just record and then go back out later. So I do have to go back out to Walmart in a little bit, or somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, like I just don't feel like going anywhere. Like I told you, I'm not really feeling well this morning. And then it's just, like I said, the weather. It's just kind of...
It's just like
a headache, and it's like I don't want to go outside. It's cold.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the weather giving you the headache, not the... I won't want to wear glasses till I get my new ones.
I'm wearing my glasses.
I
literally sent you a picture. I wear them every day.
Mm-hmm. Not
Sometimes
all the
I take
time,
them off because my eyes need a break.
Your eyes need a break from what? Seeing correctly?
No, apparently, I don't know. Does it, my eyes being lopsided mean I'm cross-eyed or something? I don't know. My eyes are
lopsided?
That's what she said. She said my eyes are a little lopsided.
Like positionally, or like how they see?
Maybe that's what she meant. I don't know. She didn't like go into detail about that comment.
I don't know.
But now I keep thinking about it. I'm like, what does that mean?
Why didn't you ask her when you were sitting there?
So, because she was explaining stuff, so I didn't think about that part. So she was explaining other important stuff, and I was like, oh.
No, my gosh.
She gave me a lot of information in a very short amount of time. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I was in a meeting the other day with some fairly high up like people here, and I had right at the end, they're like, does anyone have any alibis, last minute things? And I was like, oh, I do have a question. And so I was like, how do I get access for me and some of my team to this website that makes like logistics a lot easier, really? Mm-hmm. And I kid you not, my my boss and his boss and 3 of my peers and another one of my higher ups, they looked at me and they laughed. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like, how do I get access to this? And I, not like 4 people laughed. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know it was this serious. Yeah. And then they were like, oh, yeah, it's a whole process. Good luck trying to get access to this website. Come to find out, the whole process is me and whoever else that I need to have access. We have to take, I think it's like 3 to 4 courses that take like an hour each, and then sign a memo and then send that memo to someone. And then we just wait from there. And I was like, oh no, like 4 whole classes? Like, why is this a laughing thing? Like, because we send it up and they never get approved. And I was like, yeah, but still, like, there's no reason to like laugh at the process itself. Like, damn, all right. Sorry.
They were like, oh, the new kid, you know nothing.
Yeah, they were like, ha 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 ha, good luck. And I was like, ha 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 ha, what the hell does that mean? Like, what?
Like you were explaining nothing and I'm being laughed at. This is great.
Yeah, I was like, all right, but whatever. Also, we didn't miss anything that was due this week, but this is mine and my new boss's like first week here. Like, we just started on Monday. And there was a bunch of stuff due yesterday on Friday. And so we've been working on it all week. But like Thursday and Wednesday, they were like, okay, how are you guys coming along on this? And we were like, I'm not even tracking that's something that we need to do. Like, we were tracking these 4 things. And they're like, no, you have these like 7 things due on Friday. And we were like, yeah, we were never told that. When did that get pushed out that's due? And they were like, oh, that got pushed out last week that it's due. And we were like, how would we have known that then? Like, how was I going to know that something pushed out before I got here is due this week? And they were like, oh yeah, you're not on those email groups yet for the distros yet. And I was like, cool, thank you.
Maybe I should be.
Yeah, I was like, maybe we should get added to those. So we were scrambling. That's why part of the reason why we were working so late, but we were scrambling most nights. And then yesterday we actually got out of there at like 5:30, which was nice, instead of 6:30 to 7. And hopefully it's going to be calming down soon, but we'll see. But yeah, I got laughed at yesterday, and I was like, all right. Or that was on Thursday.
That did not feel good.
I got laughed at. I was like, huh, okay, that's cool. Whatever. Oh man. I also had to go talk to somebody this week. I had to go talk to the...
Oh, no.
Sorry, I heard something outside. I had to go talk to the medical department, right? Because one of my guys had something going on, and he said he submitted this packet for something, and it just never... Like, he just never heard back on it. And he's like, can I, like, is there anything we can do? And I was like, why don't I go talk to him? So I went over and I walked in and I was like, hey, my guy said he submitted this thing and he's not heard back on it. I just wanted to know if we could like check on its status. And they were like, oh yeah. Let me get his name and some information about him. And I was like, okay. And they're like, do you have this information? I'm like, I got it. Here's the information. I gave him the information. They wrote it down. And they're like, okay, yeah, we can check on the status of this. And I went, okay. And then I just stood there and he went back to whatever he was doing, this guy. And I was like, just standing there. I stood there and stared at him. And then he looked back over at me and he goes, oh, let me look it up on this website. I'm like, oh, you're going to do it now while I'm here? Thank you. What do you...
Yeah, like... So
he finally started doing it. I was like, what do you mean? He's just like, looked awkward. He's like, oh, you're going to watch me? And I'm like, yeah, because I want it done, like, what?
Yes, I'm not going to give you 3 to 5 business days to look up one thing.
Yeah, so he started looking up. He's like, I can't find it on my end. Let me go ask my boss. I'm like, cool, you go do that. So he went over to his boss. I went over there with him because the same thing was going to happen. We went over to his boss, and she was sitting there, and she was looking through things, and he explained the situation to her, and she's on me, and she's like, yeah, let me look real quick. And I was like, that'd be good, yes. So she looked it up and she's like, I'm not finding anything right now, but let me get his phone number and we'll text him and ask for more information that he'll have that you won't, and then we'll get back to you. And I was like, okay. I said, here's my phone number too, and I gave them my phone number and I said, I got your phone number. I said, just let me know what happens, and if not, I can call you back tomorrow. And they're like, oh, okay. I was like, here's this timeline. You're gonna do it by tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so later that day, I got a call like that afternoon. They called me and they're like, yep, so we're working on it. We're not tracking that he's got any packets in with us, but we're working on getting one submitted through this channel so that it can actually like properly get uploaded. And I was like, hey, thank you for doing your job. And then like 10 minutes later, he came in, the guy. He's like, yeah, the medical section reached out to me this morning. I was crazy because the day before that he told us about it. He's like, it's crazy. I've never had them respond that fast. And I was like, yeah, I stood over them and made them look up your stuff. He's like, oh, thanks. And I was like, you're welcome.
You're awesome. That guy's gonna remember that, like a Fallout character.
Yeah, he would remember.
Everyone liked that.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I've never had medical get back to me that quick. And I was like, yeah, they probably wouldn't have. So I bought I think I told you, I bought that popcorn seasoning. I bought the maple bacon one. It is really good.
I haven't seen maple bacon here. That sounds so yummy.
Yeah. Dude, I wasn't sure about it. I was like, no, I didn't come here for popcorn. I was just walking down the aisle. But then I smelled it and I was like, it smells really good though. So I bought it and some popcorn. And I didn't even have popcorn. I was like, well, it smells good and I want it. So now I need popcorn. But it is very good. It smells like syrup with like a hint of like bacon in there. But then when you put it on the actual popcorn, it's much more what's it called? It's much more bacony flavored. So I'm all right with it.
I want to try that so badly.
Yeah. I keep craving ice cream. I don't have any, so now I just keep getting. I'm like, I should get some, and then I forget about it for like a day. I haven't eaten the ice cream
that we have because it makes me sad.
It makes you sad to eat ice cream?
Because it's your ice cream.
Oh, you need to eat it before it goes bad. What are you on about?
And we always eat ice cream together, and every time I think about eating it, I'm just like, nope, can't do it.
No, can't do it. All right, well, you wait. You just send it to me, and then
I'm sure it'll work out very well. I'll pack it with ice and everything.
Yeah, just one ice cube. Oh my gosh.
Did you hear that Buzz Aldrin got married?
Buzz Aldrin got what?
Buzz Aldrin. He's like 93 or something. He got married.
Yeah, I was like, isn't he super old? How did he?
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Like, you go, Buzz Aldrin. Enjoy your marriage.
American former astronaut marries for the 4th time at age 93. That's funny. Yeah, I didn't see that. Oh man, one of the buildings that we have set up, it's just it has like tent walls to keep like air and stuff out, but because of that, it like moves a lot with the wind. And they have a TV, and it's hanging on that wall with like the little like dish receiver box. So every time the wind blows, the whole TV just like sways in the wind, and it just looks like it's gonna fall down any minute. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Sorry, hold on.
Did you die? What are you doing? Am I not important enough for you?
No, someone sent me like an emergency text message.
What do you mean emergency text message? It's not an emergency. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Yeah, put your phone on Do Not Disturb. We're busy right now. What are you talking about? Why are you like?
I just am like, my stress. It's weird because my stress levels are so incredibly high, but my tolerance for stress is also really high. So I'm like, oh my God.
What a fun combination.
And then I'm like, okay, we deal with it, you know? But it just...
Did I send you that picture of like a little 4-panel comic, and it was like how to relax, and it was like stress eating, stress bathing, stress running, stress stressing.
It's stress stressing.
I was like, I should send
But
this
you know
to
what? I played games with one of my closest friends that I have not had a chance to talk to for a little bit. She's been dealing with some shit. And And last night, like, we just like chatted while playing Sims separately and like sharing our screens together.
Was
And it
that
was
when I
really
scared
nice.
you last night?
Yes. Oh my God. You literally, like, you made me
Yeah.
like hop in my chair. I was
Okay,
like,
well, I got a notification saying that there was movement detected, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? Let's look." And so,
I didn't realize it was 10 o'clock already.
yeah, it was like 10:30. So I went on the camera, and I saw you just sitting there. So I tried to talk to you, but you wouldn't listen. So I like yelled
Yeah, because I had my
through the
headphones
camera,
on.
and
So
I
I couldn't
just saw
hear
you
you.
jump.
I was listening to music and listening to Shelby.
And then you rudely hung up on me. You just looked over and went, "You scared me," and then turned off the camera, so I couldn't talk to you anymore. And I went, "All right, like what the?"
You could barely understand me through the camera. I thought you would like turn it back on or
No,
something.
I couldn't
but
hear
you
you
just,
through the camera. You
yeah,
were so
and it was
quiet.
just like like I was gonna have like an anxiety attack. I swear.
Yeah, like I can hear you through the camera. You're so quiet that I couldn't hear you. Like to me,
Oh
it sounded like you said, "I'm playing games with Chelsea," and I was like, "Okay." Like,
no, Shelby.
yeah, I know that now. And then I saw you look at your phone, and then it said connection interrupted, and I was like, "This hoe
And
just
like I
turned off my
thought I
connection."
had a lot of custom content and mods, and then Shelby showed me how many she had, and I was like, oh my God, that stuff is beautiful. But like her game was like doing that thing where it like skip lags as you're moving around like a tiny bit. It wasn't too bad, but she just had like a slight stutter, and I was like, yep, that's what
She's
it
just
does.
losing frames as she plays.
Yeah.
From all this stuff that's in there. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what my frame rate is. I think I'm just running at 60 or 70 because I'm using an HDMI cable.
What do you mean 60 or 70? What?
I don't know nothing about computers.
How was that? What was 70?
Mine can go up to 200, but
what can go up to 200?
my refresh rate.
The refresh.
How do I set that? Why are you laughing at me? Am I being horribly incorrect?
What you're are you talking about like your monitor's refresh rate?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not your frame rate. Those are two different things.
I changed it to 165. How do I know if it's okay?
What do you mean? How do you know if it's okay? Is it still stable? Like, can you still see it?
It says a higher rate provides smoother motion but uses more power. Okay.
Right.
What are you running at?
That's not frame rate, though.
Oh, yeah. Refresh rate.
Right. That's different.
What should I have it set to?
Just have it set to whatever you want. Like,
I don't want to make our power bill go up.
Yeah. It's not going to increase by like hundreds of dollars.
Even though you're gone, it's like the same amount. And I'm not using as nearly as much electricity as you were.
I mean, you can go unplug my computer. It might still be like drawing power, even though it's off.
Yeah, like I saw like the updated power bill, and it was like, and I was like, the heater's been on because it's been really chilly, but you know, yeah. I've also turned it off several times and stuff, so it's like.
Yeah, I mean, if it's still, I mean, you can, unplug my computer and my work laptop from over there, and then.
What if I want to play games on your computer?
Why would you play games on my computer?
Because you have games I don't have.
Like what? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Exactly. What are you talking about? We have the same games.
I might play The Last of Us 2 without you, though, because...
go for it. Like, what? Like the same subscriptions and everything. Actually, your Steam account has way more games than mine, so like I don't know what.
How many games do you have?
Like maybe 20. Like
I don't have that many.
Yes, you do. Don't even lie. You open up Steam right now and look at how many games you have.
Oh.
How many do you have? Is it more than 20?
How many do you have?
I have like 20. How many do you have?
Is that true? Like exactly 20 or?
Okay, 20 to 25. How many do you have?
Yeah.
Is it in the 3 digits?
It's 154.
Oh, really? So it's a little bit higher, you say? Fucking, in case I want to play your games. Yeah, whatever. 154. Okay.
I've been on Steam a really long time.
So have I, but I have like 20 games because I prefer Xbox and PlayStation.
Well, that's actually, I had to tell people on Twitch to stop gifting me Steam games because I had friends gifting me so many Steam codes at one point that it was like, bro, I can't play all of these. And then I'd have friends getting upset at me if I didn't like the game, you know, that they were like, oh, this is my all-time favorite game. Then if I didn't like it, they'd be upset. I'm like, Just stop giving me things, please.
Yeah. Did you ever play that potion something game that's on Games Pass right now?
No, but I keep seeing it everywhere.
I think you should. I think you'd like it. On that note, you need to finish playing Titanfall 2, the campaign of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's super good, like one of the best. And you need to sit down and do it, young lady.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm counteracting the optometrist that was like, here you go, you blind old coot.
Yeah, she was like, your aging eyes. And I was like, ma'am, I'm turning 26. Like,
right.
I thought I had a few more years before I had to worry about aging.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, my knees crackle a lot, but that's it.
My dad keeps telling me to send him pictures of the food that I'm having down here. That's why I started sending them to you too. Oh gosh, I got the hiccups. No.
Hiccup?
It only happens at the best of times.
In the worst of times?
Thanks for finishing that off. Only a little delay.
I think about that quote all the time. Like, I'll just be looking out somewhere, and then I'm like, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. And honestly, who's the author of that book again?
Dr. Suis.
No.
You sure?
Yeah, Charles Dickens.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, it's the first line of A Tale of Two Cities, I think. And honestly, I feel like that line, like, it just goes so hard. Like, it encompasses everything. Like, everything. Sometimes I'm going through some shit, and I think about that. I'm like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, because, yeah, it's great and it's awful, and here I am.
It's great and it's awful. Oh, boy, oh, howdy.
You've been saying that so much lately.
What?
Boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy. How do you do that?
I've been saying, oh, brother, for some reason a lot.
I can only say boy, howdy with you because you're just like, but what about this other thing that's obvious to most people? And I'm like, have you not been doing that? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, boy.
I need to find a better way to say that, but I've told you I'm dumb, and like I think like you expect me to be so smart sometimes, and then like I just say something super silly.
True. I
and you're
expect
like,
it all the time.
Yeah, but I feel like when I truly do dumb things, I feel like sometimes you're just baffled, and you're like, how can you?
You do baffling things sometimes. I'm like, how did you think that would even like remotely work? And you're just like, well, I thought about the first step in my head, and I'm like, this was like a 7-step process. And you were like, step 1, got it. And you were like, step 1 to like how to read a book. And I asked you like, what's for dinner? Like, you're like, what?
My brain just processes things really differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that. Like when you reach to get things out of the oven, you're just like, I should reach to the back side of it to get it out instead of the front side.
I don't know why I did that.
You did it like 3 times.
I think the best part of that whole thing is my reaction was so mild. I just like,
well, yeah, you didn't burn yourself. Like, you were like, weird.
Oh no, because I was waiting for you to notice and be upset about it.
No, I was just staring at you, and I was like, why are you reaching behind the pan in the hot ass oven?
And then I was like,
bring it out, and you're like,
burnt my robe on the stove, on the oven, and it's on there. And you were like, you what now?
I was like, did you just do that? And you're like, oh, I didn't think you saw. And I was like, I'm standing right here. What do you mean? like I'm watching you. What?
I don't know why I'm like this either. Like, I think back on it, and I'm like, that's not the way I would think I would react to things. But then in the moment, it's just like, wow, okay, this is happening.
Oh my gosh.
Proof that college doesn't mean that you have street smarts, kids.
Yeah. Oh man, we got a couple newer people in the admin side of things here. And a lot of what we've been trying to do this week has been like condensing all these different spreadsheets and like documents and stuff onto like 1 or 2 spreadsheets, since it's like all like pretty much the same information with like one or two things different, you know. And so we've been trying to condense these like all week, and every once in a while we'll just hear them start like getting mad and cursing in the other room, and we go over there and we're like, what's going on? They're like, I keep sorting this, but it keeps unsorting this and that. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, have you tried this? And he clicks on something real quick, and he's like, way to make me feel stupid. And he's like, way to make me feel stupid. I'm going for a smoke break, and like leaves. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I didn't mean to.
He's like, I need 5 minutes. Like
he looked at me. He's like, damn you and your college education. And like walked out. And I was like, all right, my bad.
Our kitty is so cute.
You get distracted by her so easily.
Yes, because I love her.
Yeah, okay. I see. You just don't love me enough to concentrate on me. There it is. The confirmation.
Listen, I'm just like, I need coffee and breakfast or something.
Coffee and breakfast. It's 11:20 right now.
I'm having like this little milkshake, but
I'm actually, I don't know what I should do for lunch and dinner today, actually.
What are you gonna do for lunch and dinner?
I don't know. I don't feel like driving to the office to get food. So I will find something around here. Maybe I'll just have like weekly McDonald's. I don't know. I was so surprised. Okay, last week I got McDonald's, and I ordered.
You got McDonald's? That's surprising.
No. I ordered a double cheeseburger and what is it? A medium fry, and then a chicken sandwich. And I was like, I can have the chicken sandwich later. If I don't want to go out and grab more food and stuff, you know. So I go through the drive-thru and I get back here and I open it up, and there's 3 barbecue sauce sitting on top. And I was like, what do I need barbecue sauce for? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I pulled out the barbecue sauce and the fries and started eating the double cheeseburger. And then I looked in, and there's a chicken sandwich. And then right next to it, there's a 10-piece. And I was like, someone gave me somebody else's 10-piece. Guess I'm eating that later. I just put them both in the fridge and had them for like breakfast the next day.
Hey, you know what? If it makes it through several meals, it's good.
Right.
Cost effective.
I was thinking about
getting... card your family gave me to McDonald's for Christmas. I thought it was going to be like $10 because that's usually what they do. No, right. I've been upgraded to $20.
Yeah, upgraded to 20. Where did I put that gift card? I don't even know. Oh well.
Well.
I saw. Well, I was gonna go get. Oh my gosh, my throat's killing me right now. My boss is also getting he's had a cold like all week. And we sit right next to each other, so I might be getting a cold too, which is super fun.
Oh, I bet.
But you know, yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do Chick-fil-A today. Did I tell you I tried Wingstop's chicken sandwich? Man,
yeah,
it was just okay. I was
How
so
much was
disappointed. It looked so. It was like $8 for the meal. Which I was like, you know what? I would normally, I wouldn't, but I was like, I've never had it and it looks good. So I got their garlic parmesan chicken sandwich meal. And first, I walked in and the guy's like, welcome to Wingstop. What can we get you? And I was like, let me get a chicken sandwich, the chicken sandwich meal. And he said, do you want boneless or bone in? I went, I didn't know there was a bone in the sandwich. And he goes,
you were like, why would I want that?
Like, I looked at him and he looked at me and we were just both kind of like staring at each other like, what question was that? And then he's like, I said, I didn't know there was a bone in the sandwich. And he goes, oh, the sandwich meal. And I was like, yes, those were the words that I used, right? Like, what?
I think I've told you before, like people will ask me for something like, oh, can I get a coffee cake or can I get a sandwich? And I've asked them what size just because I've been like brain dead,
Yeah. Yeah, but so I ordered that, and then it took like about 10 minutes for them to make it up and stuff, which I wasn't in a hurry, so it was fine.
That's honestly not too bad. Like I've waited a long time at Wingstop before. But I grabbed the sandwich. I came back and I looked at it. The
the buns were toasted, but in between them taking the sandwich like out of the fry or the chicken like out of the fryer and putting it on the sandwich, I don't think they let it like drain at all or like, so they put it on the sandwich and I opened the box and the bottom bun was just like completely soaked in grease. And there was like barely any like Parmesan on it. And I was like, oh, so it was just okay. I might try it again, maybe with like a different flavor. But as far as chicken sandwiches go, Popeyes and Chick-fil-A are much better. Speaking of which, there's a new Popeyes that's opening up around here in the next, I think, couple of weeks. It should be cool.
How? When exactly? You said a few weeks?
Yeah, in the next couple of weeks sometime. Oh, man. You got anything else you want to... What's up?
I am thawing out... I think it's the brisket you made or something.
Brisket? What? You're taking my brisket?
I think it's pork.
What does it look like?
Meat we froze.
The shredded, the one that's like in a big square that's shredded?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, that's pulled pork.
Yeah, I'm thawing that out for dinner.
Nice. That's a lot of pork. It's like 1.5 pounds. That'll last you a little while.
Yeah, I figured I gotta go to the store later to get sandwich bread or something.
Alrighty. Well, I think that's about all the time we got this week. Unless you have any last minute things you want to talk about.
No, I think I'm good. Sorry, I'm getting like tired.
You're getting tired, yeah. Halfway through the day, you're like, it's time to go to sleep for the day.
But I guess I'll just tell everybody, like, I'm just PMSing, and I have like this really sharp pain in my right side going like into my vagina. So I'm trying to make it.
Yeah. Great. Now we got to put this episode as explicit content. Ugh. Just for you, because you had to be special.
I'm always special.
Yeah, okay. That's going to do it for us this week. We appreciate y'all listening in. You can find us wherever you get your fun old podcasts at. On Twitch. And on
just me,
Twitch. What? Oh, yeah. You can find her on Twitch. She's streaming. I was like, we don't stream on Twitch. Yeah.
I streamed today, actually.
Yeah.
They won't be there because this is tomorrow.
Yeah. She streamed yesterday. Why weren't you there? But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, things you want us to talk about, things you want us to know, maybe you got a new cat too, you can go to mindlessproto.com. We have a little comment section. You can reach out to us. You have a little voice comment section on there, or voice message system on there as well. We'll get back to you, or just read your stuff as soon as possible. Yeah. Don't worry. We will only judge you a lot. So, put it on there. No, we
won't. If you're nervous to talk to us, don't be. Jordan is just a little silly.
That's not true. You're getting judged right now. Don't worry about it. And so we'll be back next week. We appreciate y'all coming by, and we hope y'all have fun. We'll see you later.
Later.